Hey everyone, welcome to part 26 of this Baldur's Gate 3 Trophy and Achievement walkthrough. We are now officially in Act 3. We are just outside of Baldur's Gate, and we're going to make our way that direction in just a moment. But first, let's talk to Astarion.
Baldur's Gate is right over the hills. And so is Cazador. Cazador and his rite of profane ascension. An imperial soiree, attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master. And elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem. The world will yearn to kneel and offer their necks.
We need to stop him. Yesterday.
We will kill him, but there's more to it. Think about it. It sounds like Cazador, for all his evils, has gotten further than any of my kind ever have. He's on the verge of a miracle. If the time comes and I can stay one move ahead of him, I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor.
I don't know. Raphael said the Ascension was lethally diabolical.
Doesn't it sound delightful? For the lucky little vampire on the winning side. After 200 years of shit, pure shit! I think I deserve something better.
Damn right.
We'll be glorious, both you and I. You'll have your day too. Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into Cazador's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more and be finely positioned for yours truly to ascend. My, you sweetheart. Then there isn't a moment to waste. If we don't find my brethren, they'll find us, likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless Cazador has changed their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey.
Okay, let's head straight down the path, and when you get to the bottom, there will be a little cutscene that will play automatically.
Waiting for my return. We should do what we can to find them. What they know could help us.
Excuse me. I can't find my mum.
Where did you last see her?
She was sick. She had spots on her face and hands. She went to go get some herbs, and she was supposed to come back the same day. That was last 10 day, though.
I don't know where your mum is, but here, take a few coin.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't have anything, and you can't do anything without any coin. I'll pay you back when I find my mum.
Let's keep going straight ahead between the two walls in front of us, but be prepared that there's a fight coming up, so when you're ready, go on and get another cutscene.
The place was empty. Keep those thugs away from my family.
Danuvia! Get these spotters out of my house now!
Arthur, sweetheart, you paid me and my boys to be caravan guards, not cattle wranglers. If you want us to get our hands dirty, it'd be our pleasure. But that'll be extra.
Calm down and tell me what's going on.
I just want to remove these unlawful interlopers from my property.
Detect thoughts. Delve into this frustrated man's mind. We get a skill check looking for a 10. Use whatever advantages you have and roll it.
I can't let them stay here. What if the little brat gets into the basement?
I hear these sorts of houses always have basements. What do you use yours for?
My basement? Oh, nothing interesting, just materials. I'm a craftsman, you see.
This man is definitely lying. And he's really hoping you don't pry any further.
Look, I have some very valuable components in there. I need to get that lot out before they damage something.
Mind if I take a look?
Who do you think you are? Zenobia? People are lining up to break into my property. Do something about it.
You paid us to protect you and your high-quality merchandise on the road. And we've since arrived at our destination. As I said, anything else is extra.
Ugh. This is the last time I hire someone from the guild. Fine. Here's the extra. Finish the job. Now, please show this meddler some of that famous Rivington hospitality.
We're put into a fight. There's only a few enemies around us. There's a couple on the right side and a couple on the left side. You'll notice that the difficulty does spike up a little bit now that we're into Act 3, but we also get rewarded for more experience for each kill that we have, and that's going to be really important because we do need to get up to level 12 at some point in this playthrough. So just fight these guys off. It's not too difficult of a battle. You should have more than enough tools at your disposal to take them out. I would definitely recommend taking out Zenobia. She's kind of the head of them and can do quite a bit of damage to you. So once she's out of the way, then pick off the other enemies to the right and to the left, and you should be through this without much of a problem. One of the new skills or powers that we got after becoming half a Lithid was to use the tadpole to grant us the luck of the far realms. All that really does is it pops up as a reaction that we can choose when we want to get a critical hit. You can't do it every single time, you do have to wait between rests to do that, but it is really nice if you know that you really need to finish off an enemy, then you can decide, okay, I'm going to use that critical hit and knock that enemy out. So it gives us more flexibility and control over the battles. So whether you want to use it or not, it's up to you. You get to decide when you land those critical hits. We can also use Psionic Backlash to damage the enemy whenever they cast magic near us, so it's a good way just to inflict little bits of damage on enemies and punish them for whenever they try to use magic on us. Well, that's really all that I wanted to show you in this fight. It's not very difficult, so I'm going to skip the rest of this battle, and then we'll be able to move on from here. After the fight, feel free to loot the enemies around here. They don't have a lot of good stuff, so it's not really necessary. And then when you're ready, talk to Arthur Gregorio.
All right. You won. You won. What more do you want from me?
Intimidation. I want the family to stay. You have a room for them, Shirley. We have a skill check looking for 10 with the new Illithid powers that we got. It includes expertise in intimidation, so we're able to get lots of extra bonuses just from that alone. It makes it very easy to pass this one.
Well, with Zenobia and the others gone, I don't suppose you'll take no for an answer. All right, they can stay. Are you happy now? Now I have to figure out what I'm going to do.
I'm sure a man of your means can find a room at an inn somewhere.
A room can wait. After what you've put me through, I need a drink.
Let's leave. And with that, Shadowheart gets an inspiration point called Needs of the Many. Now what we want to do is to continue on straight into the house. We don't need to talk to the people in here, although they are very grateful that we were able to help them out. But you want to go straight toward the back and through these double doors. Run over toward the right side and you should be able to detect a hatch on the ground. Let's use that and go down after we pick the lock on it.
With pleasure.
It does have a skill check of 18 for this one, but we can get this one pretty easily with our natural bonuses. So once you go down the hatch, you'll be down in the basement. Watch out that there are a ton of traps around here. You just want to walk along the right side wall toward this gong and then start going up the path here. There is one tripwire in the way, so make sure that you disarm that. It does have a skill check of only a 10, so it's very easy to pass this one with our natural bonuses. And once we get through here, then continue to walk forward and toward the right side. You'll want to go around this desk area with all these boxes, and then you'll get to the other side. You'll see that there's a chest over here that is also booby-trapped, so make sure that you disarm it. It does have a skill check of 15, so we can roll this one pretty easily and get through it. Once it's been disarmed, then you have to pick the lock as well, and this one has a skill check of a 20, a little bit more difficult, so use an advantage like Cat's Grace, and you should be able to get through it without much of an issue. Once you get into this heavy chest, you'll see that there's a blackmail letter inside. Make sure that you read that, and then also grab the money inside.
It might be worth looking into his
And now all we want to do is to head out of here. We just have to backtrack the way that we came before. So go over to the side and then just walk through that same path, just hugging that left wall as you go around, and that will take you back to where the ladder is. So now we know that there's something strange going on with this guy, and we can use that to our advantage a little bit later on, giving us a free passage into Baldur's Gate City. So now we're going to exit the house, and we're going to turn toward the left-hand side. We need to go investigate what's going on with these items that he's been making in the basement. There seems to be something strange going on with the toys. So we're going to head down toward this area. This is by the refugee camp, and we'll be coming back here a little bit later on. You'll see this man up Nestor guy. Let's talk to him.
Donations?
Donations for what?
Do you know advice? The refugees. If you don't have anything to donate, you can get going.
Persuasion. I need to get into the barn right now. Something dangerous might be among the donations. We have another skill check looking for only a 10. Very easy to get past this one.
I'm gonna let you through because I don't want to take any risks. But you better not be lying.
Now he's going to go inside. We can follow him in. Just keep going straight back and then hug the left side. You're going to go around these boxes and hay bales and everything. Go toward the back corner here of the requisitioned barn, and you'll see this box.
It's a trap.
If you chose to be a guild artisan, you will get an inspiration point at this time, and with this crate, you'll see that it is trapped, so make sure that you disarm it. It does have a difficulty of 20, but with all of our bonuses, you should be able to get through this one as well.
Can you please give me a hug?
Inside the crate, you will find some surprise-based teddy bears. So we're going to grab those, and now we can talk to Manip Nestor right next to us.
You were right. Explosives. Now give me some room. I need to make sure the rest of these donations are safe. You try and find whoever is responsible for this.
Oh, we will, don't you worry. Now we just have to leave this place, so backtrack the way that you came and get back outside. Now that you're out there, we're just going to continue along the path. You can run straight. If you did go over toward the right-hand side, you'll find where the tieflings are at the refugee camp. You can talk to them. We'll come back here a little bit later on and do that. But for now, we're just going up the path toward the north.
What in the hells was that?
Whatever it is doesn't bode well.
Very interesting getting a sudden earthquake here. We need to continue along down the path. We're just going to keep going north and going toward where the quest marker is on the mini-map. So let's just keep going through the path here, and then eventually you'll get out on this main street going along toward the north. So now that we're over here, continue along down the path. You'll see a big gate leading over toward where the main city is. Just keep going, and eventually you'll get stopped by the guards. And as you'll see in my case, one of them has some really weird graphical glitches.
Be something.
This does not bode well.
Halt! By orders of Lord Gortash, refugees are no longer allowed in the city. Turn around.
You have no idea who you're talking to. Let me through or I'll kill you.
Really? Here I thought this was going to be a boring day.
Help! I'm being attacked! Eat this, you pile of junk!
Nimble the Deep Gnome was very helpful by blinding some of the enemies and causing the Steel Watcher, that's that large mechanized unit in the back, it is now malfunctioning, and it will be doing that for the first part of the battle, so we don't need to worry about it, and that gives us a really good opportunity to get rid of some of the other enemies in this area. This fight is a little bit tricky just because they are stronger enemies than what we might be used to, and there are just a lot of them, and they like to attack at range and sometimes get up close and do some good damage to you, getting multiple attacks off at once. So just work together as your team. You should be able to get through it though without much of an issue. I'm going to skip past these first enemies because they're not terribly difficult, and then I want to explain the special things going on with the Steel Watcher in the back once he comes back online. The Steel Watchers are fairly scary enemies because they have a lot of tools at their disposal. Some of them have crossbows they can shoot you and deal a ton of damage from a range. They also come equipped with a grappling hook that can be used to pull your party members around. Their normal large sword slice can cause maim, which means that you can't move around anymore. You're trapped right where you are. And also, when you do enough damage to them, they will enter a self-destruct mode that is symbolized by a very large red circle on the ground. You want to be outside of the circle. Even if you destroy the enemy, it will still explode and do a lot of damage to everyone around you. So it is a good idea to try to keep your distance as best as possible and get out of the range. Otherwise, what's going to happen is it will blow up, as you see here, and it will do a lot of damage to you. But you get a lot of experience for beating that enemy, over 500 just for that one enemy alone. You can loot the Steel Watcher to grab some Infernal Iron, and then you will definitely want to do at least a short rest to get your health back because there are some more enemies up ahead. So go forward toward the gate. This is a little bit further north, and there's going to be another enemy up top who may see you. Sometimes he doesn't, and you've got to go outside through the gate, and then you'll be able to climb up there and fight him. But in this case, he came down, which makes it a lot easier for us. And I have really good movement on the monk, so I can run all the way over there, and I can finish him off in just one turn. So we have a punch. Now we can follow that up with the flurry of blows topple, and finally we'll use our bonus attack to finish the fight. So that enemy's gone. That was like 50 damage in just one little combo, which is pretty good, I'd say. Now walk forward a little bit more. You will want to be hiding at this point because you can get a nice sneak attack in on the next enemy, who's going to be just over toward the right side, down the planks a little bit. So you want to aim with the Saurian from here, and you can get a nice sneak attack ranged on him. And now that the battle commences, we're able to do that one more time, and we may be able to take him out if you get a critical hit off of him. Otherwise, just use your other party members to finish him off. There are a few more enemies nearby. You can see them on your mini-map. There's a couple in this building across the way. So go over here toward the South Span checkpoint, and then you can see where the enemies are. There's one just inside toward the right, and then one in the back of the room. He's kind of up some stairs in the back corner. So you can sneak your guys in if you want to, or just try to rush in there and take them out as quick as possible. I was pretty fortunate in being able to get Lae'zel up without being seen, and she was able to get one ranged attack in before the battle actually started with her. So I could aim right through the doorway here, and it was pretty close, but I was able to hit this guy and get a little bit of damage off on him before she joined the battle. It still does count as using my normal action, so I suppose I could have just rushed in there and hit him with my main hand weapon, but it doesn't really matter. We're just going to do that now and start bringing the pain. And once this guy's eliminated, then we just have to move on toward the guy in the back, and we're able to take him out pretty easily as well. Now the first guy's eliminated, we can move Astarion out of the way. We don't really need him for this portion, and then we're going to run up here and do a little bit of damage to him. We don't have quite enough movement running normally, so I do have to jump for a little bit of extra movement here just to get closer, and I'll punch him, and I'm going to skip the rest of this fight in particular, but we do finish up with another attack, and then he is going to be gone. All the guards in this area have now been eliminated. No one else is hostile toward us, so we don't have to worry about other guards freaking out or anything. We're going to run forward past the South Span checkpoint waypoint, and there's going to be a door on the right-hand side by these stairs. Let's go up and into here. This is called Sharas Caress. You want to go over toward the right-hand side, go through the drapes, and you can find Arthur Gregorio again, so let's talk to him.
9 hells! You followed me all the way here? What could you possibly want with me now?
I found the explosive toy bears you donated to the refugees.
What? How? 9 hells. Whatever you think you know, I'm sure some gold would help you to forget.
I'm here to see you are brought to justice.
Please don't. What do you want from me? It's not my fault. I was forced to do this. Framed even. They would have killed me if I refused to rig the toys. And they're definitely going to kill me now.
They? Who's this they?
I can't tell you. I won't tell you.
Intimidation. Tell me who they are, or you'll be dead before they even get to you. We get a skill check looking for a 15, not too bad, so let's roll it and move on.
All right. Just don't hurt me. The teddy bears were an experiment. My greatest invention. A clever little device in their chest allows them to speak. But there's more. Smoke powder. Inside the device. I collect packages from Verloga's fireworks in the lower city and stuff the bears with it. Not because I want to, because I have to. Otherwise they'll kill me.
You still haven't told me who they are.
I don't know who's in charge, but it starts at the fireworks shop. That's where the packages come from. Go there, tell them Uncle Verloga sent you, and they'll show you the smoke powder. Lots of it. There. I told you what you wanted to know. Now, will you let me go?
His plea comes with an offering. A pass granting you access to the lower city.
Thanks, but I'll need all your gold too.
Here, take it, all of it. I don't care. You'll never see me again, I promise.
With that, we get the Archducal Coronation Admission Pass, so we can get down to the lower city without any problems. We also get the inspiration point called Stuffed Bears in the Closet, that is for Astarion. And now we have the Investigate the Suspicious Toys journal updated, because that is a side quest that we can take part in if we want to when we get to the lower city. So now we're just going to go ahead and leave Sharas Caress, and we're going to turn toward the right side. We're going to run all the way down this path, and at the end are the guards that you can talk to get into the lower city. Just before we get there, though, I'm going to go back to camp, do a long rest, and go through a couple scenes that are important as we move forward.
Another quake. What's going on?
It's the Elder Brain. There's something happening to it.
Alright, well, as I said, I am now going to go and do a long rest back at camp.
Queen Vlakith. Skra!
You are Hasharlok, and still you speak my name.
I've seen the captive Orpheus with my own eyes. Spoken to Gestil Kithrak Voss. You lied to us. Enslaved us.
The betrayer Voss lies! I have only a moment, and you, Hasharlok, will listen. We are Githyanki. We move mountains. We snuff out stars. We shake the plains. The traitor Voss has lied to you. The heretic prince would shatter us in an instant. The great dominion shrunk to the head of a pin.
Can this be true? Is the Githyanki prince really a threat to his own people? Or simply a challenge to Vlaakith's rule?
Return to the astral prism. Slay Orpheus the Pretender. Serve me, and I will ascend you. You will be no mere warrior, nor Kithrak. You will be Barta Vlaakith, commander of dragons. My only, my chosen. A final chance. Kneel before me. Make your promise.
Lae'zel's thoughts become yours. The sight of Orpheus looms over her mind. Voss's words echo within it. She means to forever turn her back on Vlaakith.
You get to make a decision on where you go with Lae'zel's story. Do you want to be loyal to Vlaakith, or do you want to stand your ground and don't fall for Vlaakith's lies? That's what I'm going to choose.
I gave you my faith, and you called me traitor. I gave you my life, and you ordered your knights to hunt me. I have witnessed too much, and you have given me too little. Finally, I can see. Orpheus will live, and I will hear his creed. This is my word.
Your word is nothing! You are nothing! The Kithraki will bring you. I will tear your flesh from your bones and devour your skull's marrow, while you beg for death. I will consume you. I will unmake you.
Well, given Vlaakith's reaction, I'm pretty sure we made the right choice there. There's a lot of people who want to talk to us in camp, so let's go over and we're going to start by talking to Karlach.
Soldier, my engine. It hurts. I think this might be it. Soon. Things burning hotter than I knew it could. But look, we've just about made it to the city. That'll do me. Let's go protect it. Whatever happens after that is between me and the so-called gods.
You don't think we'll find a cure?
With this heat going, I can't spare the energy to think. I just want to enjoy whatever's left of this life of mine. Anyway, it could be worse. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. With who I'm meant to be with. How many people can say that?
Okay, next up it looks like Will wants to talk to us, so we'll go around here and talk to him.
Men, women, children, all barred from entry. A damn travesty. A decade ago, Baldur's Gate would have welcomed any and everyone seeking refuge. Who would take in these souls, if not the Jewel of Baldurin?
Perhaps we can reason with the leadership.
Gortash, do you mean? Those metal hunks do not obey a man who sees reason. There is no negotiating with the dead gods is chosen. They know only the language of punishment and pain. To make Baldur's Gate a safe haven, we'll first need to bathe Gortash and Orin in their own blood.
We're now back to his normal dialogue options, so feel free to talk to him about anything you want to, otherwise just choose to leave. Last up, we're going to go over here and we're going to talk to Lae'zel.
It is done. There is no going back. As long as the Undying Queen reigns, I am never to soar unbound over the astral sea, never to cross the one in the void. As it should be. Better a short life built on truth than immortality woven of lies. Better to unite the Githyanki under a prince who would free their minds and honor their bodies. So why do I feel so bitter?
Insight. Consider Lae'zel's past and present. What is the true source of her resentment? This has a skill check of 10. Let's go ahead and roll that one.
Vlaakith has upended Lae'zel's whole existence. Everything she knew to be true, every plan and aspiration she ever held has been painfully ripped away. Lae'zel's bitterness is born of sadness. She is mourning the loss of the person she once was, and can never be again.
You're grieving the future you'll never have. Vlaakith took everything from you.
How well you've come to know me. But in truth, she didn't take everything. I have what I have gathered for myself. I'm more to a new regent, a new land, and new allies. Vlaakith cannot unmake she who no longer exists. And so, from the old battle cries is birthed another. Shma Salar Orpheus, Ma Stilna Fortune in Yeri. Orpheus's will above all. May the comet blaze my path forward.
We're pretty much done with the conversation now. You can ask her more about what she's thinking and feeling at the time, but it's not really important for anything, so let's just choose to leave and carry on. Let's head back up toward the campfire, and if you look very carefully on this bench, you're going to see that there's a letter from Arabella, and that just tells you that she's very thankful for all that we've done for her, and she's doing just fine, and that's really good for us because we know that Arabella has survived. She's a tiefling that we need to keep alive, and she is now in a good spot. Well, that's all that we need to do here for right now. We can choose to go to bed. We're going to take our long rest and make sure that we get all of our health and our spell slots back, and we should get a scene with the Emperor.
How did you? Oh, it's you. I must have let my mind wander. Enough for you to wander in. Forgive me. I am drained. Ever since you killed Ketheric and took his netherstone, the Chosen's control of the brain has been brittle. It's rebelling against Orin and Gortash, fiercely. I suspected that when we took Ketheric's stone, the brain would begin to break free. Those brain quakes confirm that my suspicion was correct. I do not know what happens now when it receives their orders, and I do not dare guess.
You feel the Emperor's fear as if it were your own. An elder brain enslaved is one thing. An elder brain unleashed will be the end of everything.
Beautiful, isn't it? The mighty Prince Orpheus, contained in submissive slumber. Come. You may as well sit a while, now that you are here. Your company isn't unwelcome.
Remember to be very nice to the Emperor the entire time that we're talking, so let's say you seem troubled.
An accurate summary. I have found myself distracted of late. I'm haunted by memories. They are relentless. I can think of nothing. No one else.
Who do you think of?
Duke Stelmane, or Belin, as I knew her. I wasn't ready for her death. You thought you were my first ally. Far from it. I have long sought the allyship of others. It is the only way to succeed. Though my relationship with Belin was different from my relationship with you.
How so?
In life, she was my business partner. like when we ran the Knights of the Shield. A difficult task for a mind flayer. Duke Stelmane trusted me, and the city trusted her. I concede the plot, but Belin took center stage. It was she who met with the merchants, politicians, and patriarchs. It was she who negotiated deals and signed off on agreements. Her rooms played host to the most important conversations in the city. Together, we brought order to chaos. At its height, everything that happened in that city went through the shield. Through us. I could not have done any of it without her. Just as I cannot do any of this without you. But now, she is gone.
Do you need a hug?
I appreciate the offer, but I don't think it will help. What I feel is deeper than superficial cures can reach, and not entirely unwelcome. Most people think that mind flayers are soulless husks who feel nothing. I am glad you are not most people.
Give the Emperor's hand a reassuring squeeze.
Another quake. The brain is rebelling again. I need to focus. And so do you.
That conversation was very important for romancing the Emperor, which we'll do very soon, and that will get us the Mind Blown trophy. But for now, let's leave camp. We're going to be back in Worm's Crossing, and we can go over and talk to the guards standing on the bridge.
Sorry, chum, can't let you through. Worm's Rock's closed for the day.
See this? I've been invited to the ordination.
Well, be. You don't look the posh sort. Last door on the right. Go on. Make merry.
Lower the gates! Special permission!
And with that, we get an inspiration point for Astarion called Rock Solid Alibi. Now what we want to do is to proceed forward. We're going to go right across this bridge and into the next area. When you get far enough in, then a cutscene will automatically start.
Halt! We do not know how you gained entry, but your trespass shall not be punished. Lord Gortash has been expecting you.
The Watcher's presence fades, but another takes its place. Confident, dominant, commanding.
My most esteemed guest, we meet at last. I am Lord Enver Gortash. You are the prison bearer, slayer of the dread General Ketheric Thorm. I welcome you to Baldur's Gate, my city.
A pleasure to meet you. Could we talk face to face?
Of course, of course. My Steel Watchers are rather adept at keeping the peace, but not entirely suitable for polite conversation. Allow me to formally invite you to my inauguration. Make your way to the ceremonial hall.
Before going on, I would go through the big door on the left there. That way you can get a waypoint, and that will be handy for fast traveling back here later. But I'll show you that in a later part. For right now, we're going to go through this other door across the hallway, and you'll see Mizora over on the left. So let's go talk to her.
If it isn't little Will's chums. I hope he hasn't been too much trouble. Heard about his father. The Dead Three's puppet. A travesty, really. He's upstairs in Worm's Rock, ordaining Gortash as Archduke. A splendid shindig, I hear. Perfect for crashing. Go on up. We'll talk after. And bring the pup along, if you can. I'd hate for him to miss the fun.
Okay, now what we're going to do is go through this door to the audience hall. It'll automatically bring us upstairs, and then we just have to follow the red carpet forward until we get a cutscene.
Stand down, villain. in the name of the Steel Watch. Aggressive action will not be tolerated in the presence of the patriarchs of this proud city.
Point taken. I'll keep things peaceful.
The Steel Watch appreciate your cooperation, citizen.
Dearest patriarchs, but a moment. I must greet a most honored guest. My friend, forgive the cold welcome. My Steel Watchers are eager watchdogs, for the good of the people, I'm sure you understand. Lord Enver Gortash at your service. I understand congratulations are in order. Thorm's defeat hasn't gone unnoticed. You're known for who you are and for that netherstone that you carry. You know, it takes all three to control the brain. Without Thorm's, it's become vexingly willful. The quakes are a clear warning. If nobody steps in soon, it'll free itself from the authority of the crown. I expect it'll start with turning the Sword Coasts infected. You among them. That prism of yours won't last indefinitely. Next, the grand design. The Mind Flayer Empire reborn. If we're lucky, we'll become slaves. If we're unlucky, well, not the most thrilling of prospects, but it's a fate that can be avoided if you and I come to an understanding. Together, we can still restore authority over the brain.
Of course. Gortash always did have an eye for opportunity.
What kind of understanding do you suggest?
There's an old wisdom. A brittle alliance can never be mended. It can only break. With Ketheric gone, Orin proved treacherous. Baal's chosen wants the Netherstones for herself. She only cares for blood. And your blood and mine are of particular interest to her.
What are you getting at?
Orin changes shape faster than you and I change clothes. She might be anywhere. She's targeted me as well. I'm well protected, but she's extremely good at what she does. If Orin obtains all three Netherstones, she'll plunge the coast into chaos and paint the city in blood. I can't let that happen. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth.
What do you propose?
I'd like to propose a pact, a divine oath sworn upon spirit and flesh. I do no harm to you, nor you to me. Furthermore, you'll have nothing to fear from my Steel Watch while our pact stands. Thorm's stone is yours to keep. When you slay Orin and take her stone, you bring it here, so the three are united once again. Together we rule Faerun as kings. No, more than kings. Gods. We rule as the absolute. What do you say? Shall we be allies?
I can detect no deceit. This alliance could serve us well. And if it does not, well, we need not honor it.
An ally could be useful, at least for now. And when he's no longer useful, well, we can dispose of him then.
I will defeat Orin, and we shall be allies. You have my oath.
Then let it be writ by the black hand of Bane. I, Lord Enver Gortash, swear I shall do you no harm. We will rise together over Toriel as a roaring sun. Let me demonstrate why you made the right choice. Your camp is compromised. One among you is an imposter, a faceless. Who, I can't say. I'd suggest a thorough investigation. You'll find I speak the truth.
A doppelganger in our camp. That sounds all too believable.
The faceless in your camp is like a knife at your throat. Remove it quickly, or any alliance between us would be exceedingly short-lived.
If you're curious about what he has to say, you can ask him some more questions. Otherwise, just say, I must go.
Before you do, come and witness, as I make history as the first Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
All right.
Then we proceed. The patriarchs await. distinguished dukes, patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, I will heed your call. A new chapter begins.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
I swear.
Swearest thou true faith and fealty to the same, by word, deed, and decree, so that none may suffer?
I swear.
Gathered guests, grant ye consent?
Nod.
Enver Gortash, the council appoints you Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
My friends, the Steel Watch stands ready. Let its blade fall on any who would diminish our city. And you, honored guest, will find me in my office above when you return. Do not come empty-handed.
And after that, then Shadowheart will gain an inspiration point called Shaking Bane's Hand. Now, Gortash did warn us that someone in our camp was a shapeshifter, so we should probably go back there and see what's going on. Let's go and do a long rest so that we can end the day, and then we'll be able to get an overnight scene that's very interesting. Raise your palms in a peaceful gesture. Try to calm him.
Oh, Father, forgive me. Oh, I can explain. I swear. It's this place, this city. I can feel its corruption eating away at me. I should not be here. No one should be here. It has made a monster of me.
You're an archdruid. Whatever's affecting you, resist it.
I can't. Whatever powers I have, they are dwarfed by the evil of this place. Sylvanas has abandoned this place. It's nothing but stone, grime, smoke, pain. The trees choke here. The animals hang from butcher's hooks. Nature is dying in the gutter! There is only one god fit to be bowed to in this place. The last god who will ever be knelt before. Then all of this will tear itself apart. My body is trying to fight the corruption. But it's losing. And my mind will succumb soon after. I will not allow it. I will not surrender control. Even in this place, there are still innocents.
You can choose any option you want. I'm going to choose Persuasion. Wait, this must be Orin's doing. She's compromised our camp. This gets a skill check of 25. We do have a lot of bonuses on our side. Even if you fail this one, don't use an inspiration point, just continue on. It's going to be fine.
So close to grasping the problem, but you fell short all the same. You had better sharpen those wits if you hope to spare your friend the true blade.
Look at it, crawling and sniffing and rooting around in the filth. Is it my netherstone you seek, little piggy? Hush, hush. Orin will take care of you and your little pet.
What have you done with Halsin?
Nothing. No, not a thing. Still gasping and gagging on the foul airs of Baal's temple. I will not slice. His kind die too easily. The Murder Lord demands a better offering. Something new, sticky, sweet, and delicious. He wants you.
The Murder Lord wants me? Why?
Kethric's killer turned the corpse lover to carrion when you took his stone. Oh, but he was a dull kill. No blood to spill, no guts to rip. A desiccated husk, all dust and hollow. You must be sharpened before you set your edge against my skin.
How exactly do I sharpen myself?
Against the tyrant's throat, of course.
You've heard Gortash's whispers. I see how your skull swarms with his promises. He whinges and wails over the crown of Karsus, wanting to command it without me. Oh, how I long to slit his poxy smile from ear to ear. But I can't touch him. He bound my blade when we first conspired. Gortash didn't want me at first. Didn't trust me. Got me to wag my tongue, swear an oath never to hang him from the hooks. Drip drain him into father's open jaws. You must kill the tyrant. Take the netherstone from his corpse and bring it to my temple.
There we slice and shred each other. The survivor claims the stones. What's left of the other is Baal's. Agree, and I will bring my assassins to heal. They watch you always, longing to spray the crimson from your veins. Refuse me, and you'll learn what happens to those who defy Baal's doctrine. So will your friend.
Orin demands a fight to the death. The prize for the victor, the Netherstones, and the chance to control the crown alone. Accept, and you must kill Gortash. Refuse, and your companion's life may be forfeit, as might your own. Orin's assassins will hunt you like prey for slaughter.
So be it. I will kill Gortash. Halsin lives. Then we fight for the final Netherstone.
The promise of slaughter, of pain and humiliation, and the sound of blood dropping into the gutter. Do not underestimate his steel watch. Seek their cradle in the lower city and skewer their skull meat. Make them rust and blood. Then you can gore the lordling again and again and again. But listen close, Bone Killer. step in my domain while the tyrant still sucks air, and I will carve your failure into your pretty plaything's skull. Bring me his stone, and I will set the bait free. Only then can you and I make exquisite butchery. The victor will set the world to slaughter. That is Baal's offer. He will not make another.
After all that, I'm just relieved that Scratch is okay. Well, now it looks like Orin and Gortash are pitted against each other, and we are stuck in the middle trying to figure out who we're going to support. Well, the answer is neither of them. We're going to kill both Orin and Gortash, and we're going to do it in a very special way so that we can get their respective trophies. But for now, we're just going to choose to end the day. We'll go to sleep, and then we're going to leave camp, and we're going to be right back where we were in front of where Gortash was coronated as the Archduke. This isn't really necessary. I'm just going to go talk to Gortash one more time.
Kill Orin and take her netherstone. Find me in my office upstairs when it's done, and do not return until it is done. Let this be my one warning.
Now what we need to do is follow that red carpet back until we get to the stairs. We're going to go back downstairs and find where Mizora is. She's in the same area, and we're going to talk to her one more time.
What did I tell you? A momentous occasion. I'm sure you agree. And to think, the drama's just started. You see, Gortash has had Will's father relocated.
Where's he been taken?
To his death, the way I hear it. Such a shame. And to think, there's no way to save him. Or is there?
You know something, don't you?
I know enough. Let's talk to Will in your camp. Work something out. The Duke's life depends on it.
As Mizora said, we need to go back to camp so that we can have a conversation between her and Will. So we're going to do another long rest to start that instance.
Sorore surge, testis esto pacti me. Come, sisters, be my testament. Notum sit in beator.
Notum sit in beator.
You've heard of such devils. Sisters of justice, adjudicators of diabolical contracts and bargains.
Holy hells.
Just what are you up to?
I come to bargain. The hells demand witness.
Your parasite links with Will's, and your memories flow into him. He sees his father's flight from Worm's Rock, and hears Mizora's words to you.
Shit. Where did Gortash send my father? How do I save him?
Sisters.
Infernos contractos te vocamus. Infernos contractos te vocamus. Infernos contractos te vocamus.
Your contract, Will. Signed in blood, forged in fire, bound in bone, but not unbreakable.
Follow along closely because this dialogue tree is what determines if you get the Loophole trophy. Say, what are you proposing?
A life for a life. No contract is ended without sacrifice. The cost must be paid. Will Ravengard, a choice is before you. Option 1. I show you the way to your father. I guarantee him no harm except that from you and your allies. And you pledge your soul to me and the Archdevil Zariel in a pact eternal. Option 2. I break your pact and you are freed from your duty. Your father dies by his enemy's hand, and Baldur's Gate loses its greatest champion. Name your sacrifice.
Bloody Zariel. I won't let her take Will.
Silence, Karlak.
Mizora, you asshole!
Choose.
Although it may be harsh, the only way to get the Loophole trophy is to say, break the pact, Will, you deserve your freedom.
You damned wretch. Father. Do it. Break the pact.
Fiat ita.
Fiat ita. Anima ad beator.
Didn't think you had it in you. Seems my boy's all grown up. And don't go fussing about your father. You made your choice. You knew the terms. You know what? I think I'll stick around. Not for the greater good, you understand. Just for the entertainment.
And there you go, we got the Loophole trophy. That one has been a long time coming. We started that very early on, had to make a lot of specific choices in each of the acts, but we finally got it. Now that you have the trophy, you also can choose to reload the save and then just play through it and save his father. You can also save him by doing a side quest if you really want to, and that way you get the trophy and save the father. Now let's talk to Karlak.
He looks the exact same as he did 10 years ago. Fancy a coat, I suppose. The Archduke of Baldur's Gate. What a sham. You don't really intend to be his ally, do you?
Any of these choices is fine, but I'm going to say no, but he doesn't need to know that.
Fair enough. Now that he's within reach, I don't intend to let him slip away.
It also looks like Will wants to talk to us, so let's run around and have a chat with him.
Gods, I spent 7 years choked by Mizora's leash. And I spent 7 years hoping to break free. I never knew freedom could taste so bittersweet.
You are your own man now, Will. It's better this way.
I have to believe that. I'm not the Hell's puppet in life, nor its warrior in death. The blade will be guiding his own hand. But freedom will be paid in my father's blood. Tomorrow, I celebrate my gain. Today, I mourn my loss.
A moment passes. In the stillness, you find a mote of tranquility.
The Ravengard name now lives solely with me. I will make it count for something.
Your father's not dead yet, Will. Maybe there's a way to save him.
I signed his life away before the Hell's witnesses. It would be easier to drink the sticks down to the last drop than to alter his fate. I'd be a fool to wish otherwise.
Alright, that's enough of this conversation. Let's leave. There's nothing left to do at camp now. Let's just follow the path up to where the main bonfire is, and then we're going to choose to go to bed. Our health is full, so we don't need to use any camp supplies. We'll just choose to do a partial rest, and then we'll be able to end up back at camp, where we'll be able to then leave camp and get back to where we were before. And that is going to do it for part 26. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button if you enjoyed this video, and also leave me a comment letting me know what you think of this series so far. All of those things really help me out. And also consider subscribing if you want to stay up to date with the rest of this series as we finish up Act 3, and we'll be moving on to bigger and better things from there. So I'll see you very soon for part 27. Thanks again for all of your support. I'll see you soon. Until then, have a good day.